Okay, my beautiful friends, here we go. What a day. That's all I have to say. It's incredible. So yeah, stocks finished higher across the board today, although well off of their highs. And do you know why? One phrase from a Federal Reserve president took the Dow Jones Industrial Average from being up about 420 points to closing up about 120 points. That one phrase was this: the US economy is going to contract more severely than we've ever seen in our lifetime. That one statement by Fed President Clarita was enough to take the wind right out of the sails of this market. However, if this market has taught us one thing, it is this: it's going to blow it off. It's going to absolutely shrug it off. Let me explain this to you as well. I'm sure you already know this, but I'm going to say it again. I covered this yesterday. The Treasury is going to the Federal Reserve for a $3 trillion loan to help prop up this economy. That $3 trillion loan from the Fed is enough for now to keep stocks moving higher, on top of everything else the Fed is doing. Parabolic debt. Now, with regard to this $3 trillion, this is historic. We've never seen a sum larger than this borrowed from the Fed by the Treasury ever at one time. It's historic. This historic $3 trillion loan from the Fed is the first of several. Now, I don't know how many of you recall this, but when the Federal Reserve started its repo program, it started at $50 billion. I told all of you it was going to go higher and it would be perpetual. It is now $1 trillion a day. With regard to this loan that the Treasury is going to get from the Fed, this is the first installment of many. How many? 5, 10? It could be perpetual. I don't know. But all I do know, and you know it too, this is the first installment. It's an incredible thing that we're watching here. All right, so let's sum this up just real quick so far. Stocks finished higher, although off their high, because of Fed President Clarita talking about the largest contraction in the economy in our lifetime. Market didn't like it. In my opinion, it's going to shrug it off. That does not mean that stocks can't drop tomorrow. I mean, I want you to put this into perspective again, please. And the only reason why I beat this to a dead horse is because you have no idea what it's like to be me and all the messages and emails and comments I get. We just came off the best April for the stock market since 1987. That's the Fed feeding parabolic debt to the market, which is going to get monumentally worse. So you would expect to see gains followed by a little bit of a pullback here. These are bullish. If the market drops tomorrow, I'm not saying it will, that would be bullish to me in this environment of parabolic debt. It can't be easy for you. There's no free market. There's no free market economy. Whatever you think you knew about the stock market just a few months ago, throw it out the window. I don't care if you went to Wharton Business School like the president did. I'll talk about the president in a moment. Doesn't matter. Whatever you learned over there, it doesn't matter here anymore. Crude oil put on like 20% today, and the president was tweeting all about it. Go to his Twitter feed and you'll see crude oil higher. Yay! The president knows. That's exactly what he said. He was very happy that crude oil is going higher here. The president is not stupid. I know many of you think he is, but he's not. He understands the importance of crude oil in this market. He wants the price of crude oil higher. Why? Well, Well, maybe because you'll be paying more at the pump. Is that supposed to help you? That's not the real reason. No. The real reason is the energy sector of the stock market will get a boost. The financial sector will get a boost. Stocks will go higher. This is why the president, and don't take my word for this, go to his Twitter feed, @RealDonaldTrump, and you will see crude oil's higher. Hooray! He's praising this whole thing. I can't see how crude oil being higher is a good thing for people that are struggling right now in a free fall environment. We don't even have an economy anymore. And according to Fed President Clarita, the largest contraction we've ever seen in our lifetime. So, this is the truth. Now, let's talk about a few other things. Gold and silver in this environment should be going parabolic with the debt. They're not at this time. Why? It's the paper derivative. The paper derivative is fake. The hard asset derives value from the derivative. It's not the opposite way. In any other asset, let's say Apple stock. Apple stock is trading at X. Well, the derivative derives value from where Apple stock is trading, but not with regard to gold and silver. Gold and silver derive value from the derivative. It's completely upside down, and the derivative or the paper market can be pulled upside down, backwards, and sideways. We all know it's fake. We all know who's doing it. JP Morgan Chase, the number one bank rigging the price of metals. The SEC knows who's rigging the price of metals. The Commodities Exchange knows who's rigging the price of metals. They don't care. JP Morgan Chase runs the Fed. One of the banks that run the Fed. JP Morgan Chase has enormous power. They can do whatever they want at any moment. But what I say, good. Let them play their game. We will play our game. We know what we need to do in the environment of parabolic debt. Bet against this debt. Become your own central bank. Hold gold, more specifically hold silver and cryptocurrencies. Let's touch on that too. I like and own all the big ones, and they're all going up. With regard to Bitcoin, I talk about Bitcoin all the time. Why? Bitcoin is kind of like the granddaddy of all of this. So when I say Bitcoin is going to do this, you should expect the other big cryptocurrencies to follow suit. And I believe cryptocurrencies, the big ones, are going up. Bitcoin, let's talk about Bitcoin real quick. At Bitcoin 3,700, I all said publicly to start buying it. At 6,800, I said it was consolidating, going to be making a move higher. Well, we're at almost 9,000. Where Bitcoin is consolidating here right now for yet another move higher. 10,000 is already, it's going to happen. I'm not going to comment on where I think Bitcoin is going to go until we hit 10,000. When Bitcoin hits 10, I will put a new target on it. So I hope you continue to focus on this stuff because I have been so spot on. I frankly scare myself sometimes, the truth. All right. So right now we have stocks that ended higher, crude oil 20% gain, makes the president real happy. Please go check his Twitter feed. Ask him why he's so happy while you're at it. We got the 10-year yield stable for the most part, 0.64. If you have subscribed to my newsletter, I just sent out a news report on core positions, what you should be doing to play these things. Again, there's going to be a time to play core positions. If you have not subscribed to my newsletter, which is free, there is a link in the description of this video. I would suggest you do that. Now, metals, you know what to do. Cryptocurrencies, we're playing all this again. Look, people, we will not lose. I don't care what they do. I don't care what comes out of their mouths. I don't care how they try to rig the market. I don't care how they try to manipulate the market, manipulate your mind through propaganda and other nonsense, how they're going to fist feed you. No, it does not matter. All we do is strategize against the fake market. That's all I do. That's all my lions do. And that's all you should be doing. We understand this so well. All of us. We've been together. Some of you have been with me for years. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. And when I say at the end of these videos that I love you a lot, I'm not just throwing it out there. I mean that. We're a family. All of us. And together, collectively, we are going to make a difference in the world. We're going to make a difference for each other. Period. The end. All right, look. Long video. I think it's been important. Please share the video. Get it out there. Sign up for my free newsletter. Link in the description of this video. My website, traderschoice.net. You see that? Go over there. Everything you need is there for free to beat the living whatever out of this market. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We can't lose. Love you. See you tomorrow.